com.
No, not Training Force Podcast. Battle Arena for Battle Arena.
Yeah, Battle Arena at TrinityForcePodcast.com.
Yeah, so if you ever want to talk to us, holler at us at there. If you have any questions specifically about anything in particular, you're welcome to say something. Whoa, hey.
Are they going to start the game? I keep forgetting we have an email. I said it earlier during EU, like right at the end. Very nice. Welcome to game 2 of the Battle Arena.
Yeah, game 2. BA. This will be going up, remember, at the YouTube channel /T-Force Podcast. So.
I guess they're trash talking themselves.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought they're. I didn't. I don't want trash talk to go out on each other.
No hate.
No hate. Respect. Respect.
Caitlyn ban.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Targeted ban to someone that's not in there.
Yep.
In-game name is what IGN stands for. I much prefer Summoner.
I prefer summoners.
Yeah. Who is your summoner?
Summoners.
And what does he do?
Who is your summoner and what does he do?
Someone needs to ban Scion now.
Someone needs to ban the Scion.
It's OP. That's OP. So, yeah. Kale getting banned. That's a good ban. Kale's really strong. She's actually really good out of threes, too. It's impressive. It's fun. I like Kale because she can play mid, top, or jungle, like, really effectively in all of those lanes.
Yep.
LeBlanc getting banned. I don't think LeBlanc is pick or ban anymore, simply because while she does still do an insane amount of damage, that silence removal was like quintessential
She
to
still
getting
can
countered.
delete people.
Yeah, she can still delete people, but there's actually room for counter now because you're not going to get silenced as a mid laner. As an AP mid laner now.
True. But she still has a strong lane phase, even
Yeah.
with the removal of the silence, and she can come over the walls and just delete anything that moves.
I agree.
At a certain point.
I just think that still there's a lot more room for counterplay. So if you know what you're doing, you can. Which is why I say you don't need to ban Braum anymore either, because there's a lot of room for counterplay there too. So.
Or I mean, some people don't know how to play against Braum, but
I suppose
that's fine.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm okay with Braum bans
Yeah.
still going out.
These bans are good. I'm throwing it out there that if you're torn between like Braum or someone else, and the person that's playing support is confident in their ability to stop a Braum, then
Are we gonna see a first pick Twisted Fate with so much counterplay ability up? Maybe. Nope. First pick Vi. Strong jungler, but with Elise and Lee Sin and Evelyn and even some others such as like Jarvan up, it's a questionable pick, I would say.
T-Force guys, how do you play as Kale versus Heimerdinger? I'm gonna assume that you're
I
talking.
don't play Kale.
I play Kale.
He plays Kale. I can answer that.
Are you playing in the mid lane? I'm assuming it's the mid lane. Heimer's tough to play against, but your best bet, Heimer has, when he places his, most Heimerdingers, they'll place in a triangle formation, blocking themselves off in the middle to protect from junglers. Yep. And with that, you can use that to your advantage. What you do is, specifically, you go on the side where, like, it depends on the Heimerdinger player, but if he puts one on one side and then two on the other side, you attack from that side, and you get jungler help, because Heimerdinger can lay down a lot of poke that's tough to deal with. But your best case scenario is get a couple points in your Q and use your Q to you first use your Q to hit. Like, you want to kill his turrets because they take a while to respawn. You kill a turret, and then once it's down, you wait your few seconds to have your Q back up, and that's when you get the jungler to come in. You really need jungler help to fight a Heimerdinger because he has a stun, he has all that poke that can just like stop someone from chasing simply because he's Heimerdinger, and if you outpoke someone, they're not going to chase. So then it becomes a 1v1, and at that point, he's just in the clear, and the jungler wastes his time. So kill one turret with a Q and then an auto, wait for your Q to be back up, and then have the jungler come in with you. Like, best case scenario, you have like a Lee Sin that can get behind him with the slow and then maybe kick him away or just slow him. And if that's the case, then you'll have your Q, and you should be able to lay down a decent amount of poke to either force him out or kill him.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't want to attack him from the same side that his two turrets are at, because triangle position is really defensive, but it still leaves like counterplay so long as you come from the right. Sure. So long as you come from the right angle. So just make sure you come from the right angle, and you should be fine.
Just don't play a melee. Don't do what I did the one time and pick Riven and Heimerdinger.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
That was honestly the worst day of my life. I like got bent over and Heimerdinger just like.
Another tip, when you're playing as Kayle and you have someone like a Lee Sin or like Elise or someone like that, use your heal and your movement speed on the jungler, not yourself, because you have all that range, and you want them to get in between the Heimerdinger and the turret. That's what you need. Like, that's what you want. So don't use your W on yourself unless it's absolutely necessary. Like, you have range.
That's a mid lane Annie.
You're gonna get into range. It'll be fine. I love mid lane Annie.
Mid lane Annie is so strong.
Yeah.
And that's the mid lane Ryze too.
Yeah.
Nami Lucian. That's such a strong lane right now.
Such a strong lane. Oh my goodness.
Or he's just gonna pick Zyra and just
go back.
Throw it off completely. With you have to remember that he jumps to the 4 closest targets. That's something I actually see people forget. Yeah. It's like RNG on Yi. His stuff's weird actually.
Yeah, it's if there's a minion wave and turrets and Heimerdingers in the middle of that, that's not necessarily the case. He jumps to 4 closest targets, but I've seen Yi jump like kind of in random places when it can't calculate who the closest ones are fast enough, so it'll jump to something else.
Yeah. So the Nami does get locked in, and
that's good.
Lucian, who was the power pick of 4-9, goes up against Tristana, who's one of the power picks of 4-10.
Because Blade of the Ruined King is so strong, and
Blade of the Ruined King eye edge, like it basically appeals to Kog'Maw and Tristana players.
I really like it also I like that kind of build on Varus too. But it's funny. It's so funny because we used to talk about the difference between Bloodthirster and Blade of the Ruined King on Tristana, and now we're like, yeah, you never build Blade of the Ruined King or Bloodthirster on anybody, which just makes Tristana a super obvious choice. But yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you have champions that are like Draven and Lucian.
Yeah. We're getting into delay. Do you want to do YouTube plug?
I can do plug. Trinity Force Podcast is a network of 3 podcasts that has 3 different. I always want to say 3 parts of the Triforce. Ha 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 ha.
But we're expanding.
We're the 3 gold. We're the 3 gold cost once it's over with.
It's expanding to like 5 though.
Okay, I gotta put my phone on silent for a second. 3 podcasts: T-Force Proper, T-Force LCS Rundown, and the Oslo. T-Force Proper is 2 times a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on 8 p.m. Eastern on this channel, twitch.tv/T-Force Podcast. They'll go over patch notes. They'll go over listener questions. You can email them feedback@trinityforcepodcast.com. I forgot to say that last time. Mm-hmm. And they'll answer your questions. One of the guys, Homophobia, Claude, Dom Nom 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 Nom, and Shira will answer them. And they're a good group of guys, and they love to see this community grow and see people get better at the game. The second one I'd like to talk about is the T-Force LCS Rundown. It's for people like me who work on the weekends and miss the LCS games, because it is a chance to hear opinions and analysis from a great panel of guys. They are the host Mott McGorum, Optimus Tom, Serial Box, and Greg Russo, and they do fantastic work. They pick a team and they'll talk about it, and they'll talk about their games with that team, and then they'll talk about fantasy stuff. And they're just they're a good group of guys, and I enjoy listening to them on Sunday nights. And the last one I'd like to talk about is our Australian brothers from Down Under. Carrot Colossus, my Oceanic Battle Arena casting partner, and his crew. And they actually don't go live yet, but they upload to our website, TrinityForcePodcast.com. So check them out sometimes. They do patch notes, they'll take listener questions, and they talk about the growing Oceanic scene. And all the episodes are a great listen.
Mm-hmm. And their voices are sexy. Can we talk about that? Australian voices are awesome.
Their voices are fucking fantastic. One thing we did forget to mention is we do have an email address now, actually, for Battle Arena. It is battlearena@trinityforcepodcast.com. And all you have to do is just list what week it is. I believe this is week 15? Or was last week 15?
It's week 16. Oh my goodness, it's week 16.
It's week 16 of Battle Arena. So just put week 16 in whichever game you were in. We're going to have to figure out a way to do this because Spork and Zach B are actually running a second stream right now on the second T-Force channel. And we want their games to be uploaded too. So we might put like stream one, just consider us stream one if you have any questions. Email us feedback or battlearena@trinityforcepodcast.com. Week 16 game whatever number it is.
I put on Twitter that this is proper. Like BA proper. Yeah, BA proper.
Alright, this is Battle Arena proper.
And then the other one you can just call Tuesday Battle Arena and Tuesday Battle Arena proper.
Okay. Yeah. So then you just put whichever. If you have any questions, let's say I was Udyr in the last game, and I wanted to ask what I could have done in this situation, around this part. You go back and watch the game, and we say something, and you're like, okay, well, what could I have done at this part? Like, why is it beneficial to take my bear stance if we haven't talked about that enough? But if you have a question about bear stance and Udyr, we'll answer it. We'll email you back.
Or
alternatively,
if you were talking about someone from the last game, we will redirect that email to the proper people, get a response from them, and send that out using them.
And actually, if you're watching this live right now, I'm gonna see if I can get Adam in on Q&A too.
Pwn, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get Pwn.
Last time we did 4 Q&A, it was kind of brutal, though. I don't know if we want to do... I mean, I will be more than welcome to yield the Q&A over to them, but 4 people in a Q&A, that was tough.
I mean, you could kind of, direct it, or we can kind of, direct it, and we can, send... you could moderate it if you wanted to, or I could moderate it, or something like that. I don't know. I still need to ask him real quick.
I don't remember. Does the Vigor show stacks, or does it just passively... Oh, it shows it on the queue, how much bonus ability power you get. It's difficult to tell stacks, Oznog, simply because if you kill a champion with the Q, then it'll go up a certain amount more than if you kill a minion with the Q. So it'll say bonus AP, but it won't specify how many things you've killed, just because it just doesn't do that. Alright, who's going where? Fiora and Singed in the top lane versus Fi and Lee Sin. Oh, that was a really
easy. This is actually not that bad of a move.
No, it was easy. I moved 4 people.
I know. It's in here. It was good.
That Fiora... Double Flask coming out of top lane. That's interesting.
That's actually very interesting. You'd figure a Fiora would be Doran's Blade.
Yeah, I thought Doran's Blade. I thought Dorn's Blade or Dorn's Shield, just for the bonus regen, because it synergizes quite nicely with her passive. And it's really good for that early game. I would assume that she's going to run Q first, but I'm not sure.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
You know, it would be interesting and really, really effective if if they lane swapped and had Ryze go against the Singed and have the Fiora go against Annie, because that Fiora will just do a massive amount of damage to that Annie post level 3.
Yeah, post 6, it's gonna get brutal if they would do Fiora, but level 1 through 5 would be utter chaos for the Fiora.
Well,
since she doesn't have the kill pressure of the Ignite early game, and she started Flask.
Fiora's level 2 is insane. It's nuts. That bonus 15 to AD plus her Q, which means she's gonna get like she's gonna get 2 free autos and 2 Qs off, which is like, at level 2, that's around 150 damage, maybe 200, and that's like almost a half of Annie's health just in one combo.
True.
So, I don't know. I'm thinking back to Spork and his laning against a Ryze, and you know, Ryze and Annie are very similar in the aspect where they need abilities to follow up. But we
actually,
do see
Space Doctor is getting a little bit ahead and took some damage there.
What did Fiora max rank first? Yeah, her Q.
Yeah, some standard trading going on in the bottom lane. What you come to expect.
I gotta say though, like, if it gets to the late game, I feel like the blue team is gonna stomp, but the early to mid game, holy cow, like purple team, holy cow, like level 6 purple team, yeah.
Oh, actually, Sin just has Fling at level 1 and Fling Fiora into the turret. That was smart.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, it's not smart to not have poison at level 1, but it's smart to save Fling for when you have it.
That is so much. Remember, Nib, you Q in auto, then Q in auto. So,
Yep.
just keep that in mind. Make sure you're using your combo right, and it'll help you a lot more with damage. Ryze is getting a lot of early pressure down on
He
this.
actually has Ignite, so he has some pressure in this lane. But
It's gonna
he's
be
going
really
to be
bad,
ganked
though.
by Vi. Here comes the Lee Sin.
Lee Sin. Uh-oh.
Did he flash Ignite that?
He's gonna
He's actually
die.
gonna get the kill on
He's
the
gonna
Annie.
die.
That was a waste of a summoner from the Annie. If you know you're gonna go down, don't worry.
Yeah.
That was one of those situations where you're dead to rights and there's no point in wasting summoner spells there.
Yeah, you
Vi's
actually...
getting greedy and wants to go get a little bit more of her jungle. Looks
Yeah.
like.
That was pretty bad. That was kind of brutal. We're really close to going down there. You
One more
gotta
hit.
pick up the kill.
Oh,
The
get
good
the
heal.
It is actually gonna
Get a
get
turnaround.
Turret.
The turnaround. Very, very well
Why
played.
would you dive right onto a Leona? That's the question.
Yeah, that was a really solid heal from the Saint Lucian. Good dodge. Oh,
Oh, Ebb and Flow almost picks up the kill there.
it was close.
Man, so
Lee Sin
close.
Going around, but there's a ward. Not a ward there. I'm sorry. I thought there was a ward there. Catch.
At least it actually with a flash a coup or flash kick.
Flash a coup.
Flash a coup. That's his ulti.
The
Flash a
lead.
coup.
This is
Yeah.
This is. Are you Link? Oh my goodness. This is bronze to gold. This way.
Bronze to gold. Yeah. Actually, Fiora, if she had Ignite, could probably Lee Flash 9. little bit of respect and BM coming out in all chat. This is that's why I love all chat being on.
I can't have
Yeah.
all chat on.
I know. Not much really going on right
Yeah,
now,
not a
I'd
whole lot.
say.
1K
Minus
lead.
the gank in the mid lane and the gank in the bottom lane. There's just Annie's not being aggressive with her stuns.
No, she's not. And she's kind of missing auto attacks and Qs. Remember, Annie, you get mana back from your Q. Like, use that shit on cooldown.
Mhm.
Don't use your E to get your stun up unless you need it urgently. It's a waste of a summoner.
Only
because
trade with
if you
it.
get or if you get in the middle of a gank, those resistances could mean the difference between like life or death. Once again, you could have used your Q because that range is insane to get that stun up. And then
That's dodged by mistake on the Zenith Blade.
this Annie is kind of, she needs more practice with her
Yeah. With
good,
Annie.
good damage coming out from Jaded onto the Fiora. This is where
Actually,
Fiora's...
Leeson misses the Q. That was so...
That was close.
Mm-hmm. Lucian doesn't have a trinket.
Oh my...
Oh my gosh.
Annie
Oh
went,
my lord.
Annie went Ruby Crystal first. I'm assuming he's going to pick up a Phage, which is okay. It's just good luck in
Double
trades.
Dorans would have been better in trades.
What trade? He's never going to trade. He's going to rely on
Oh, actually,
dead.
Nami just gets Goomba stomped right there by the Tristana.
Lucian has no damage.
Lucian actually has 0 damage at this point.
Yeah, he has, because he went, like, I get the side, like, you want to get the early health, but what's that actually really going to do for you?
Yeah.
Your trades are just so...
It was strong on, like, Season 3 World Championships Corki. Like, people would build Ruby Crystal then, but that's just because he had enough power and the Phage was so strong as a component. And Santana Champagne is actually about to get... Oh, Vi. Vi.
Vi?
What? What?
I don't understand.
Oh, he didn't have Smite.
Oh, okay.
And Annie goes low in the mid lane.
Oh, I missed
Rise
that.
flashes. Well, there's so much action going on at this
Oh,
point.
what
Rise
are you,
actually
Leo?
just walked up and ignited and killed him. Like it was nothing.
Oh, good damage. They know that Leona's not there. Are they going to be able to pick up this kill, though?
Sounds
Bubble
like
barely
someone
dodged.
wants to sell me something.
That was close. Lee Sin looking to try and pick up Dragon. Does they have coverage?
Yeah. But he's
They know it's there. They know it's happening.
he's taking way too much damage from this dragon.
Get out of there. Yeah, guys, help him tank.
Yeah,
This is
help him
gonna
tank
be-
with it.
If
They're
Leona
actually in a
had
bad
ult-
spot right now. If
Uh-oh.
Leona with 6s would be worse for him,
Uh-oh.
but this is starting to look bad. Goomba Stomp comes out. Lee Sin's actually gonna go down to the dragon.
Shut down.
Lee Sin died to Dragon. Lucian coming in. Bad
Lucian
engage.
flashes. Annie misses the... Did she miss the W? Because it doesn't look like it did any
I
damage.
don't know. I think it did.
Huh.
That was
Interesting.
kind of all over the place and ended up getting the blue team back into the fight.
Yeah. Fiora actually picked up a kill in the top lane, 1v1 against Singed.
That's impressive because Singe was actually doing a lot of work up there. So that was interesting to say the least. You know, I feel like there's no item that's like really good for, I don't know.
What do you mean? We can talk about this real quick.
Like, I don't know. I like Elder Lizard on Lee Sin. It just, I feel like there's no really good jungler item for Lee Sin. Like, I don't feel like that's very...
Yeah, I don't know why Blue Team didn't go for Dragon right there. Maybe because...
they didn't have an 80 carry up to do the damage to get it down
Yeah,
fast enough.
it's true.
So,
They had Annie with Tibbers and
yeah.
Vi and... I mean,
They had Annie
Tibbers,
and Vi.
Annie, and Vi could have supplied enough damage.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they were expecting some sort of... Like, they're afraid of a counter.
And here comes the Goomba Stomp. Just on a 6.
Just
she's
no
actually getting
damage.
ulti.
This Lucian just doesn't do any damage.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Phage first.
No, I'm
on
not.
anybody.
That's like Ezreal back in Season 2. That it could work, but because you spammed Q all day. And
Yeah.
and
It still had the slow back
yeah,
then.
it's slowed, so it was really good for They could have danced, but that left counterplay. Like, someone could have collapsed onto them, and they would have been really low, and Rise possibly could have picked up a triple kill with his ult. I know he wasn't in the fight, but he could have gotten back in the lane. You didn't know. We didn't know how long it would have taken, so better to be safe than sorry. Especially when you're coming back into the game and you were behind, so...
Uh-huh. Tiamat first on the Fiora. I know it's like a core item to go Hydra, but I feel like a Blade of the Ruined King.
I don't know. I feel like a Vamp
I
Scepter.
would like Blade in this situation more, honestly.
I would have liked the Vamp Scepter faster. Like, at least the
Oh,
lifesteal.
here comes Vi.
Oh!
And actually, the
He was thinking about it. He was thinking about
it.
You can see it. He's like, should I? Nah.
Yeah, that was wait, I thought I just saw Leona's skill set and he's not maxed. Okay, I thought he was not maxing W, and I was about to yell at Jimmy Fallon.
Where's Kargan to give some Nami critique when you need... Oh my goodness. They're just abusing, and this is exactly what they're doing right. They're abusing the hell out of Nami.
Yep.
Because Lucian
Nami's
has no
behind and
damage.
Lucian doesn't do any damage, but here comes Lee Sin. Kick Leona into the Tristana! He actually that was an unnecessary flash kick. He should have bowling ball killed the Tristana. Oh, here comes the teleport from behind from the Singed.
Singed! Oh, going down. He's gonna pick up
Oh,
that
he's
kill. Easy
got
peasy.
one.
Is he gonna get two? Oh.
Oh, he actually misses the...
Oh!
Get the red pop! That's two. That's a double kill for Singed. Nice TP, but Fiora in the top lane. He's doing the great thing of not following it. First, the speed's not up. She already used it.
Yeah. There it is.
And there's the turret for Fiora.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
So Singe picks up a double kill. Fiora picks up the top turret. Technically better for the blue, or for the purple. I'm sorry, for the blue team, but
I'd say blue team picked up a couple kills, but they had to burn a teleport, and for practically nothing, the purple team got the turret.
I don't know. That was kind of a lot of... I don't know. It just kind of... I guess
I mean,
it depends
it's
on
further
what...
keeping the bottom lane of purple team behind, and that's great at this point. If you can get the Tristana
Yeah.
snowballed heavily and keep Lucian, Nami down, it's effectively going to become like a 4v5. I mean, Nami's utility is going to come through, but if Lucian does no damage, then
Which he does.
that is a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that was... I think it was worth for the blue team. They did open up map pressure for the purple team, but they got... It just depends on what the Singe can do, and I feel like the Singe can fight this Fiora if he does it... If he plays it well.
Tristana could probably 1v2 them right now.
Oh,
but
totally.
since Leona's going to come down, actually misses the solar flare, but it's not going to matter because they're just going to blow the Nami up.
And this is exactly what they're doing right. They are destroying that Nami because they know Lucian can't do anything about it. So they're just going to keep Nami down and keep pushing into the turret and allowing...
This should be a dragon for the blue team.
Yeah, because in a 3v4 situation with the collapse from the mid lane, like, blue team should be winning 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that blue team should probably force some sort of dragon fight and get the Lucian
They just
and
need to
Lee
force
Sin.
a dragon at this point.
Yeah, he should be going
They
straight
should be able to get this turret right here on this wave.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the next one.
I like Trinity Force.
This one was ambitious.
Oh,
but
missed the Q.
Santana Champagne, and here comes the teleport from behind from the end of Fiora. Tristana's just gonna Goomba jump out, but here comes the Fiora with the Blade Waltz, and she's actually gonna pick up both the kills. I don't know why Jimmy Fallon's walking back into their entire team.
They're
Is he just
delaying
trying to
the
burn
push.
time?
Yeah, Fiora should have given the kill to
Lucian.
Yeah,
he needed
absolutely.
a kill there in
He
that situation.
needs gold. He needs to get that Trinity Force. And I feel like Jaded needs to put some serious... Like, right now, with how things are going down, he needs to be pushing. He's pushing now, but before he wasn't.
Well, and Pro Team actually gets the dragon. Who would have thought that about a minute ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he wanted to go Triforce, Sheen would have been a better item to get first.
Shit, he should have gone Sheen first pick anyway. Like, Sheen is just really good for him right now anyway, because you're not going to be rushing Bloodthirster anymore. So Sheen is actually quite a solid pickup in general. Whether or not you're going to be rushing Trinity Force. Like, you could argue Cutlass to get that, Blade of the Rune King fast, but with how things are going, and because you have a Nami in your lane, you're gonna get heals regardless.
Yep.
It just depends on your lane.
Rice should just focus down this turret here, but he's gonna get
Yes.
stunned, and they're
he's
gonna
go down.
fight, and he's gonna actually. Assault and battery comes out from Vi. The Ignite is gonna pick up the kill.
And he
Is
should have just
gonna
fought.
snare?
Snare
look at
comes
the
down,
burst
but
damage.
Singed is here to try and pick up something.
Lee Sin with the kick out. Nice
Yeah.
play.
They're still looking to keep going. Yeah, that's not good. They need to get out of
It's
there.
not. Yep.
That was a really bad. That was bad all around for blue team. Like, they should have collapsed sooner into the mid lane. Annie
should have just given up the turret, honestly.
Yeah. Or if she was thinking of staying, she should have just fought when she saw Vi coming in, like blown
Mm-hmm.
everything to get that rise down.
The thing is, she didn't
Well,
have
not everything,
Timbers.
but as much. Well, I mean, but she still could have done something. I don't recall her using her W.
She did. She used her W. And actually, let's see. You want to go over builds real quick?
Sure. Let's see. I am very confused about the Rise build. That's really weird.
That's what I was thinking. And
And I'm
The,
very confused
Annie
about
build?
the Annie build. Where's your
Oh.
Roa?
no time for that because Solar Flare comes down with the tidal wave, and Rise just does so much AOE damage with the Fiora. That's just a wombo, and that's 3 kills. Nice counter engaged by the purple team.
That was really good. And now they're gonna do a 5-man strong push here, so that's really solid from the
Blue team
purple
is
team.
actually. Purple team is starting to get back into this game a little bit. I mean, there's no kills on the Lucian, and he's still behind in items, and he'll get his Triforce around like 21 minutes maybe.
But the best part is that they have a Fiora, so it doesn't.
Actually, he's got
really-
Triforce right now. He's got enough for Triforce now, so next time he backs around 19 or so minutes, he'll have Triforce.
Yeah, but like I said, like it doesn't really matter that he has no kills and that he's a little bit behind because Fiora, like they have the attack damage to continue this up. Lucian will slowly get back into this.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Triforce first.
Yeah,
I like the Triforce, but I don't like it first item on Lucian at this point.
yeah, I agree. Definitely, I always get Cutlass first with him. Even right now, Cutlass is just so strong, and Blade of the Ruin King is insane. So
I'm still trying to figure out the Woda Rise.
I don't
too.
like Woda. Like, you get Spell Vamp from your ultimate. And if that's not enough, then you're too busy being in the middle of the fight, and you should just get a Frozen Heart, because you're probably going to get...
Yep, Frozen
what
Heart would have been a much...
What you're
I
getting...
mean,
yeah.
Seraph's Embrace is like the thing you need, or Archangels into Seraphs
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
the thing you need right now.
You get your Roa, you get your Archangels, and then you get your Frozen Heart, because that's the that's the standard build for Rise in
Yeah.
general. Like, I don't like Woda at all.
hmm
And didn't they get rid of the mana regen on it anyway?
On what, Woda?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
So
rid of
it's
it
like-
when...
So I'm not saying like Rise has enough mana regen as is anyway, but like it's pretty much I don't like the item at all. It's still
They're
surprising how little damage this Lucian does, despite having his Trinity Force.
Well, I mean, if Tristana would have traded with him back and forth, that would have been
Oh,
bad.
gone.
And it's still bad because she's gone. She actually just disappeared.
Yeah. Where are you? I don't know. And now
There
they
was
gotta
a
turn
rocket
this.
in her pocket, and it just exploded.
But they will have a turret to fight under, so that'll be good.
The purple team's actually just going to back off from it. Tidal Wave's going to come out. A little engaged back and forth. Here comes the bear.
But it's really
Tibbers!
not a whole lot.
Fiona's
for
going to go
Blue
down.
Gem.
Damage, pain. Rise comes. Vi does not want anything to do with this fight. Or she does. Lucian actually gets flung back into the turret, into the assault and battery. Vi might pick up a set. Nope.
Yeah.
That
That's-
was
I can't
that was
argue.
actually a 5 for 2.
Yeah.
And the blue team is starting to throw this game away.
Well, I don't think that they were ever really ahead to begin with. They came back and it was even, and the Tristana was definitely doing well, but so was the
She's doing work right now.
yeah.
And then she goes down to Rise because Rise is
Yeah.
huge.
I mean, I'm not gonna hate on this Rise simply because he's doing work, but I don't want to credit him only because this Lee Sin and this Fiora are literally everywhere. So, I mean, I will credit him for saying that he's playing pretty decently, coming into the fight when he needs to, landing the snares that he on the right people and doing the damage. But I still don't agree with the Woda build.
I don't like Wood at all.
I can see the appeal, but I much prefer 3-item to boots, and then whatever you want to get, you get.
I mean, he's Rise. He just needs mana. Like honestly, he could have had a Seraph Embrace by now.
And now
He's
building
actually building
Abyssal.
Abyssal.
I don't.
Building Abyssal. This Rise build is just
It's confusing.
it's very confusing.
Another reason why I don't like Woda is because most Rises get Frozen Heart, and that's already a crap ton of cooldown reduction. With
Yeah, that's
21-9,
20
like you already have
20%
a
CD.
lot
I mean,
of
he's
cooldown
going.
reduction.
He's probably going utility rise of 9020. Actually, he doesn't have. I don't know. I'm gonna look up his masteries
Okay.
after this game and figure it out because I think if he runs, if he just runs the 5 CD in offense and Frozen Heart, that's pretty much 25% CDR at that point. So.
Yeah, and I don't know what he's. This Annie.
And he just gets caught out.
Crazy caught. When you don't have a turret like that, and you know that they have gap closers like, I don't know, a Fiora Q,
Lee Sin
Lee
Q.
Sin or a Lucian, it might not be the best idea to be, two turrets away.
Yeah. And actually, Singe is going to get caught by the bubble, and Fiora is going to melt the entire... Fiora and Rise are going to melt this team down. And Fiora's... That's a lot of damage. And they're going to dive, and they're actually going to pick up an unofficial ace because Annie's up. She could flash Tibbers, but that would be against... for her best interest in the rest of her team,
Blue team's inhibitor
Yeah, I won't do anything.
I would not flash Tibbers into that. Lucian's actually maxed. I want to take a look at Max's real quick because Lucian's actually maxing his dash
Ugh.
second over Ardent's Blaze.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so, damage. You're an 80 carry, you want damage. And you would be surprised at the damage that your W would do, regardless of whether or not it's, is your
Yours
maxing second.
maxing repost, the
I like
ability
that.
that gives her. That gives her so much AD. That's like.
Oh, over W? Yeah, that's kind of silly too.
Yeah, I mean, she maxed lunge, which is understandable, but she went burst of speed over the repost.
Yeah, I would go repost.
I'd go repost. Rise did overload into Rune Prison.
Yeah,
That's
that's good.
acceptable.
I like
Nami
that.
did ebb and flow into even points. Tristana is sitting at 2252. So no 3 points in rapid fire.
Maybe she wanted a
Probably.
bonus cooldown onto her jump.
Yeah, maybe. That could be it. Vi has 5 points in Vault Breaker and 3 points in not denting blows, excessive force. Her E.
What?
So that's acceptable. Singe is actually maxing Mega Adhesive over Fling.
Oh my goodness, I hate Skype sometimes.
Fling! Just the Fling is so much unexpected damage. It's
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. He went Last Whisperer.
Yeah, he needs lifesteal.
What's Sustain? I don't even know.
What is sustain?
I don't know. What's attack speed either? I don't know that either. I don't like this Lucian's.
Frozen Heart Archangels.
Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
one.
Vi just got melted.
Dumpstered.
Yeah. Like, I didn't see that happen.
Oh my
This
goodness.
dive from the blue team is incredible. They're just gonna take Singe down. Lucian picked up 2
Oh!
kills in that fight.
Singe actually picks up.
Singe picks up a kill under the Fiora. 5 for 2, and this should be inhibitor.
destroyed.
Yeah, it should be. They have Lucian up, who doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but, it's some.
He does enough to take down turrets.
And Rice
Especially if
has
he
a
gets
lot
his
of,
Trinity Force procs here.
yeah.
Blue team's turret
And his
has
passive
been
procs.
destroyed.
And the passive. That's true.
So this is gonna be pretty much GG, I think.
Blue team's inhibitor has been
Like-
destroyed.
Uh-huh. I don't know. Blues now 16k gold ahead. They have 2 inhibitors down.
You talking about
And they
the
have-
purple team is 16k.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant. The one team's ahead 16k over the other with 2 inhibitors and have incredible Baron control at this point. Even though wards are lacking over there, they could still
Yeah.
probably just do it.
So a quick note, like, unless you're planning on carrying, junglers don't take CS from your mid laner and from your AD carry. Looking at you, Vi, like, that's gold that
Trinity
you,
Force 5.
yeah, you should be giving up to your carries, not to yourself.
I'm getting some static from your end.
It's probably because I was leaning back. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Lean back. Lean back. Anyway, once this game is done, I'll do another one. I don't have any plans anymore, so.
Yeah, I don't have anything going on tonight. I'll be fine with it. And Umos is actually gonna get popped by the Fiora, and that's a turret. It's
I'm
another turret. They're pushing down the inhibitor, while supers shove the side waves.
Lucian, yes you did, but that's okay. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Learning how to get carried is a skill that I don't think a lot of people fully respect or understand.
Man, that's so
okay,
annoying,
Fiora.
Is that?
Okay,
oh no,
Fiora.
that's not a penta. Scumbag Lucian and Rise.
Killing spree.
That was an incredible amount of damage that came out of the 2 carries, and I mean Lucian did some pretty good damage in that fight too, but
Been destroyed.
But yeah, like I said, Lucian, learning how to get carried is just as, just as good
Important as carrying.
as carrying itself. So, the best thing you can do. All right, so learning how to get carried, because I'm assuming people don't really know what that means. Learning how to get carried doesn't just mean like, oh, I'm not getting any kills, I'm kind of useless. Like, that's not what it is. Learning how to get carried is recognizing the fact that you're not maybe playing as well as you usually do, or you're just, you're kind of playing poorly, or you're falling behind, that sort of thing. When you learning how to get carried, that's when you like, okay, I'm not playing as well. I need to like not be as aggressive, back off a little bit, not feed kills, that sort of thing. Like, okay, I need to ward up a little bit because I know my Fiora and Rise are doing really well, and maybe kind of play more of a support role by, supplying, I don't know, whatever you can. Whether it's wards and coverage to just sight and vision with your W, maybe kiting a little bit, doing everything you can to just do that. And that in and of itself is a respectable decision that you can make. So.
alright. We are about to send out we're about to open up the last lobby for the final game of the evening, and then we're gonna have question and answer time with us two, and we're bringing on Days Untold, a friend of the podcast, and Adam Ponophobia Cogswell, the host of the T-Force proper. Couple cool people.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you guys to meet them if you haven't already. I know a lot of people know Pone, but very few know Days, so...
I don't think I've ever met Days.
You have it? I've talked to her a couple times. She's pretty cool.
Badger, talking in T-Force chat.
Talking T-Force chat, okay. Hold on.
There.
Sleep, dreaming about what we could be.
Hey, I like that song, but you kind of butcher it.
I can't sing, dude. Fuck off. We'll be counting stars. I should probably change it so that when I copy and paste it doesn't say game one
I
anymore.
think Captain Chemistry is. Has he already played? Or-
Chem chemistry hasn't
No, he hasn't.
played tonight.
No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
Oh, he's out. Jimmy, get the.
Jimmy Fallon, get out! Hey, Casters, did you know anything about
Who are you playing as? Just the nib.
he
Let me
was
check.
Fiora.
You're Fiora. You
think.
ranked right? Oh, wait. Were you Fiora? No, we did have something for you.
Yeah, he was the Fiora. It was
Don't build Tiamat first.
don't build Tiamat first.
Build Lifesteal because
Oh,
it
Lifesteal.
because it effectively helps your passive and it allows you to
Yep.
sustain in lane a little bit longer. There was a point where you're starting to get out traded by the Singed. You made a very wise decision to go bot and pick up a couple kills, which is the only reason why you were able to get as fed as you were, because you made,
Yeah.
and I'm going to give you credit, you made a brilliant decision to go help the bot lane. You picked up a couple kills, allowed you to get your Hydra a little bit faster, which inevitably allowed you to trade better with the Singed. But you almost lost your lead. So that's my best bet I can say for you in the early game. You want to talk about Tristana? I don't really play a whole lot of Tristana.
I don't play Tristana either. I
Okay.
honestly couldn't. I do not
Okay.
play Tristana, but we can just. It's just standard tradition, or it's
You act-
traditional positioning stuff, I'd say.
You actually
But it's
played
kind of hard to do.
pretty well, Tristana. Why are there no people in this? Are not in the T? How about you put it in the Twitch chat, because I feel like there's people in the T-Force chat that aren't in the Twitch, so or vice versa. So Tristana, you actually played pretty well, but there was one point where you and Annie were getting kind of caught. You need to understand that your W, like I'm sure you already know this because you played Tristana, but your W resets, and you need to be more mindful of it and watching it. Your W resets on kill and assist, not after you use it to jump on somebody and Gooba stomp them. So